Let's listen live.
Boulevard here in Elmwood. When they arrived, they found a female victim inside one of the apartments. She was suffering from what appears to be a gunshot wound. They searched the area. They found the suspect vehicle in a nearby business, which is where we are now. Inside was the male suspect. He's also suffering from what appears to be a gunshot wound, self-inflicted. So at this time, we're carrying this as a murder and attempted suicide. The male is in critical condition. He is alive. The female victim was pronounced dead inside the apartment. There is a domestic relationship between the two of them. So right now we're just trying to get into the initial stages of the investigation. We do expect it's going to be a murder and attempted suicide. So I can take your questions.
Can you by any chance give us the ages of the two?
I don't have the ages yet. We were able to get them both identified. I don't have their demographic information yet.
Okay. You say this was a domestic relationship. Were there any children involved in that domestic situation?
As far as I know, there were no children inside the apartment or here at the second scene. There were no children in either one.
Okay. Were they married, dating? Do you have any sense of that?
My understanding is they were recently divorced.
You said they have a history of it. Have you guys ever gotten any calls from these two prior to this?
So I'm not sure. That's something, like I said, we're just getting into this. It's been about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Our investigators will go through all of that. I just don't have it right now.
How long can an investigation like this last?
Look, it really depends on all the details that come through. There's lots of things that have to be done. The gun was recovered here on scene, so you have the testing of that. You have all the background research they're going to do. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks. Sometimes it takes a couple of months. Just really depends on when they start pulling threads, where those threads go.
Were drugs and alcohol at all involved in this?
I don't have anything about that, Chris.
When your deputies arrived, was there any resistance? I guess, can you explain what they found and how they interacted with the suspect once they got here?
Yeah, so they found her deceased inside the apartment, and they found him unconscious and suffering from a gunshot wound inside the truck.
At what time were they able to get from the apartments to here to see him?
It was within a few minutes. There was not like an extensive search. They started doing the area, and you can see we're only, maybe a block away from where the apartments are.
The initial call, did it come from over here? Was it a passerby that called this in, or was it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. They'll go through all of that as they're going, pulling 911 tapes, get in contact with the initial caller, but I'm not sure if it was from inside the apartment or from someone else.
Do you know the nature of the initial call?
A disturbance. Some kind of disturbance in the apartment.
So it wasn't gunshots or somebody down, there's a fight or a disturbance inside the apartment?
Yeah, no, when it initially came out, it came out as a disturbance inside the apartment.
So the call came from the apartment complex, not from someone in Home Depot?
It was dispatched to the apartment complex. I'm not aware of anything coming from here.
Captain, when I talk to other departments, they always talk about how domestic violence is one of their highest increasing calls. Is Jefferson Parish seeing that? And if you could speak to domestic violence victims, what would you tell them? As
far as just the type of calls increasing? Yes. So,
do you guys see that?
Look, our crime stats are down again from last year to this year. As far as a particular type increasing or decreasing, I'm not aware of anything. I'm sure that's something, if you give us a little while to look at, we can take a look at. But I'm not aware of any particular class of crime increasing.
This all played out, in a relatively public space. Was there ever any threat to the public that JPSO knows of?
Not that I'm aware of, no. From my understanding, it was contained to the apartment and then the inside of the vehicle here. I'm not aware of him ever getting out of the vehicle here in the Home Depot parking lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you again.
All right, that is